there would not be much beam lighting going on if we were on the team.
No, we already proved that, right?
All right, so speaking of basketball, we have a
Yes.
special guest in studio, Brian Katz, the former head coach at Sac State, joining us this morning to talk about basketball, but also about books. Good morning. Thanks for being with us.
Thanks so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
I know this is a little different schedule. Usually you're with Sarah and Jake Ray later in the evening.
Yeah.
Been doing some stuff with them, but this morning you're here with us and we appreciate it. So this book, you're still in the process of writing it?
It's actually written.
Written, okay.
But it's going to be out 3 to 5 months. We're entertaining publishing options right now.
So the title of the book is called The Road More Traveled. Obviously, you know the phrase, the road less traveled. Explain that. What's the idea behind it?
Well, here's the concept of it. As I see it, we're all kind of on a path ascending uphill, and we have the wind and the rain in our face, and we have slippery rocks here, and all of a sudden there's a boulder coming at us, and there's a tree falling, and then do we have the ability to negotiate that and yet seize the window of opportunity off just to the right and just take that
Go for it.
and then overcome? And it's a story of 10 players that I coached and how it's their story and how they overcame very difficult circumstances.
Okay.
The first one is about a young man that actually his brother died in a car wreck. He got heavily involved in drugs and alcohol, and how the team basically healed him. He came back, his story is unbelievable, became a very good player, graduated from college, has a fantastic life.
Well, you coached so many years at Sac State. I bet you, and so the number of players that you've coached, I bet you had a lot of stories to choose from.
Oh, it's hard to divvy it up.
I bet.
Yeah. A lot of guys call me up, Coach, I didn't make the cut. What's up? Then I have other guys saying, Coach, you're not really going to tell everything, are you?
Oh, that's fun. So, I mean, I'd never coached at your level. I coached like a little Pop Warner football and stuff like that, and I found that there are certain players you just connect with.
Yes.
And not even necessarily the best players on the team.
Yes.
Did you find in going through this that there was a common thread in the players that that ended up in the book?
Yeah, difficult circumstances, but also, and to your point, they're not all the best players. Some of them are off the bench or whatever.
Yeah.
But they had a spirit about them and an understanding of how to make others around them better. In the process, lift everyone up. So that was a big part of it. And there's a lot of stuff in there about how they led, the way they led, sometimes by example, that kind of a thing. So it's a leadership book. I've had people read it and say, it's not really about basketball, it's a relationship book.
Sure.
And then I've had people read it and say, it's not really how to coach basketball, but you can learn how to coach basketball.
Oh,
Have you found that, because you're retired, even though you're far too young to be retired, when you look back that coaching, this is going to sound weird, also wasn't necessarily about basketball? Like
100%.
The job that you did.
100%. It's really, we used to always say, it's about basketball, but it's really not. It's about life. Every single thing, and this is really encapsulated in the book, examples of things that happen on the court that relate to life and back and forth. And really, it's what all coaches try to do. My thing was, very simply, I wanted to, in the introduction, I'm clear about, hey, I want to celebrate my former players, let them know how much I appreciated them. And I even have a line in there, I can't write about every one of you, but if I could, but I don't have lead in my pencil, which I date myself, because now you do.
They're like, what's that?
Yeah, what's that? Exactly.
Well, we have you here. We'd be remiss if we didn't ask you about basketball. Of course, everybody had this Final Four picked.
Right.
Can you make sense of the madness? Can you give us an idea of who we might see come at us? I would assume UConn is the favorite at this point.
I think so. They have 3 pros. They have the best talent and the best depth. Now, I see San Diego State beating Florida Atlantic, and I see San Diego State and UConn in the final. Now, the big thing is, though, I don't know if you want to bet against San Diego State right about now. I mean, their defense is unbelievable. They're holding the opposition to 14% from three-point shooting, which is just unheard of in this tournament. But I think UConn will win. But, hey, listen, it's like Jake said one day, he goes, well, you said UConn's winning, I'm betting on San Diego State.
I mean, if we knew, we wouldn't be doing this.
That's how this tournament's turned out for everybody.
Are we seeing, and then we got to go, but are we seeing a sea change in college basketball? The Blue Bloods, the Kentuckys, North Carolinas no longer have the advantage, it seems, over the smaller schools that they once did.
I think it's going to take them time to adjust, and here's what's happened is with the portal where you can change. So mid-majors are getting older, more talented, more seasoned guys. Best example is Tennessee versus Duke. Tennessee's got, a bunch of 23-year-olds. Duke's got a bunch of 18-year-olds. Well, the older, more seasoned guys are going to have an advantage.
Even if those 18-year-olds are going to be in the NBA next
yes,
year.
yes, it's a big difference.
Younger and younger. Yeah.
So it's
the,
changed.
The book is called The Road More Traveled. It will be coming soon. Coach Brian Katz, thank you very much.
Hey,
We
thanks
appreciate
for
it.
having
Great to
me.
have
I
you
really
here.
appreciate it.
And again, so do I take UConn?
Hey, whatever I'm saying now, do the opposite.
Do the
All
opposite.
right, thank you.